SANParks Annual Vision 2040 Indaba starts in Gqeberha today with various stakeholders in dialogue about the future of South Africa's conservation. And we saw her earlier. That's where Leanne Manas is this morning. So let's take you there to hear more about what this vision entails. Over to you, Leanne.
Indeed, it is a big and bold vision. It really is for SANParks and, this whole working together and recreation of what the parks of South Africa are going to be looking like. But, it's very sort of complicated. It's not a very easy structure, but it is something that I think we need to get to know because it needs buy-in from a lot of different role players to make this vision come true. So I'm not going to talk more about it. I'm joined now by our guest, who of course is the chairperson of the board of SANParks, and it's a pleasure to have Yako with us to give us a little bit of a historical context and to talk to us about where we're at right now. So nice to see you, Pam. Thank you very, very much for being with us.
Thank you very much for having me.
So we talk about historical context of this and what led to this vision. Perhaps you can give us the background.
Well, started as a board, and we realized that much as conservation has always been there for South Africans, but not all South Africans could relate to it. So it is, we're one of those countries that are endowed with biodiversity. We are in the top 20 countries in terms of being mega diverse, and yet our people don't even appreciate it or not even know how much we've inherited and what they can do to enjoy and be part of conservation. So what we thought we should do, let's try and start a process of including everyone so that we can firstly own, secondly be part of, and thirdly benefit from conservation.
So there's this bold idea of reimagining parks, and it may scare some because some think, no, hang on, why? What are we doing? Why are we messing with our parks? They're beautiful. But I suppose it'll be important to give us the vision, to maybe talk us through what they will look like in the future.
Yes. In the past, national parks were just islands in a sea of poverty. So on the one hand, it is about opening it up, right? But it doesn't take away our core conservation values, which we are and we are world renowned for as a country. We've done well with conservation and we need to continue to do that. So how do you integrate our national parks into a broader ecosystem where people can benefit from the parks, but also open up their own land? So in some parts of the country, people are already dropping fences so that animals roam between our national parks and their own private reserves. And there are also conservation practices in those areas that people have that we want to learn from. So it's about opening up, but stick to our mandate, but do it in a way that's inclusive.
Yeah. And that takes a lot of buy-in. And I have seen, just because I happened to be here yesterday, I was listening to a lot of the talks and the opening addresses. This needs buy-in from the communities. This is not necessarily we're coming to purchase your land. We are coming to work with you. So how do we balance this? How do we make sure that the communities benefit, SANParks is benefiting as well, but more importantly, the environment is not damaged in any way?
That's the bold part. Because, time immemorial, Leanne, people have always been conserving land. I was here in the Eastern Cape to meet traditional leaders about a month ago, and they were even telling us how they used to conserve nature and now how they're watching things that are happening that are foreign to them. So it is making their land available in some instances to conservation. It's also changing our legislative framework because in the past you only have to be declared to make your land under conservation. It's recognizing what people are doing, but it's also bringing incentives because there is in legislation some tax breaks that you can get by getting your land under conservation, but people don't know that. So it's putting all of it together. To your point, it's not easy.
No, it certainly isn't easy. and it's expensive. So I want to get to the funding. How is something like this going to be funded?
Multiple sources of funding. On one hand, we have funding from the Global Environmental Facility. They've given us over 6 years an amount of 240 million, which is a start. We have said as SANParks board, we'll match that rand for rand because tourism has been very good to us since COVID. So we've got some money to put into this. But also corporate South Africa is coming to the party. Some various organizations are putting some pledges and some money, and also NGOs. But more importantly, it's not just us doing it. It's other people also playing their role in making sure that conservation wins.
Pam, when we look at this vision, this is not unique. I mean, yes, it is unique because it's happening here, but by global standards, is this what's happening? The working together, the breaking down of fences, the industries, communities, parks, everybody working together to make this work. Is this a blueprint that we're following?
Yes and no. There is what we call the Global Biodiversity Framework, which was adopted in 2022. Which starts to talk about mega living landscapes as opposed to just closed conservation areas. We're one of the few countries, I must say, that have taken the view that we want to implement it here. So we're not only expanding conservation areas, but we're also doing it in a way. So part of the thing that we're doing, we're documenting responses. We're putting some knowledge management so that we can share with the world, this is how it's done. Hopefully we win.
I hope so. I really do. It's very exciting. Mega living landscapes. I've been hearing about this over the last 2 days. This seems to be the buzzword about it. By the way, why are we here? Why in Gqeberha?
Well, Gqeberha is part of the broader Greater Ado mega living landscape, which includes parts of Ado. It goes all the way up to Tsitsikama from the Gamtus Valley and all the way to Amatole at the Kai River. So it's a whole area. So we're in Gqeberha, which is at the center of that. And there's various different landscapes, different living scapes. And there's also the home of the Big Seven.
Indeed. And that's the big thing. This is the home of the Big Seven. Listen, if you don't know what the Big Seven are, I'll leave you to find it out. But you've got to come here to figure it out. So just quickly search it. But the home of the Big Seven is exactly where we're broadcasting from. And it is absolutely magnificent to be here. Pam, thank you. Thanks for giving us a lot more vision into what this is about, 2040, and what SANParks are hoping to achieve.